a quick check again.
I was going to say to you actually, how many tickets did you buy for American Werewolf on Halloween? Did you buy tickets in the end? No, that's okay then. Doesn't matter. I was thinking closer towards the time, like if I can go. Do you know what time it would have been ish? 8 p.m? Okay, that's all right. Because I will be taking the girls trick-or-treating and probably Tom's girls as well now.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll probably be done by well before 7 probably.
Are you coming to the thing at the Hive on Sunday the 19th?
Of October, I shall try to. If I'm not, it's because Claire's with her mum in London.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, because Charlie's introducing the thing, and I'm playing Real Terror before.
Wicked. Yeah, maybe telling me about it. Yeah, I'll definitely try to.
Could be fun.
Yes, it will be fun. I'd love to come.
Doesn't have to be fun, but it could be fun.
Well, yeah.
True. Yeah. Okay. All right. So. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
You seem nervous.
I'm really nervous. This feels like I'm being asked what my favourite films are, but this is East Berlin. I don't know why. I think it's the headphones.
And the uniform I'm wearing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
The real edge.
Yeah. And the fact you're collecting the sweat from my thighs using this sort of like special sheet under the chair.
Well, I'm going to run that through analysis later.
Yeah.
Welcome to Your Life in Film. I'm your host, Ted Bennett. This week joining me is Rich Fox, or RP Fox, as he goes by when he does his short stories. Rich is also an artist and has recently had an exhibition, Point of No Return, where he does, is it pointillism stuff? Yeah. Where he has done pointillism artworks of stone circles and other spooky situations, League.
Keep that.
I've known Rich for the best part of 20 years, having worked together as cinema projectionists. Since that time, Rich and I have collaborated on a couple of projects, but most recently with Real Terror. I adapted his short story, Rust. It doesn't really follow the story, but it's there in spirit. Anyway, here it is, and yes.
What's happened? Do you need? Can I just say? Do you need me to respond to this? I don't think you do you? She can tack it on to me saying like, "Nice to be here." Record it another time or whatever. If you want.
I might just put it in.
Yeah.
Up until now.
Yeah.
That'll do for me.
It's brilliant.
All right then. And on our first conversation, I mentioned how the visual effects of Jurassic Park still holds up, and then that was, I think, the last time we ever spoke about Jurassic Park.
Well, weirdly, my eldest daughter recently watched Jurassic Park.
Oh.
And she was not at all as thrilled or as scared of it I was hoping she would be.
Throw her in the river.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought. But I have to say as well, on the screen we got, the effects didn't look that good.
Oh, really?
They didn't. And I know you're still a big champion on it. I am a champion of it. I think it's an amazing film. But it for the first time, I watched it and I thought, oh, it actually looks its age. How charming. Yeah.
I guess it's what,
32 years old.
32 years old.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Maybe it's because things are too clean. I've said it before on other stuff, like Evil Dead looks best on video, so because it hides the crimes that a 4K scan of the negative would do.
Sure, yeah.
So I think
yeah.
maybe Jurassic Park, it looked at its best up to DVD quality. And then as soon as they were like, we can have it in 1080p, you're like, oh.
That's such a good way of putting it. I think you're right. The thing is, though, a week later I showed my daughter Contact. Oh. And she found that infinitely more frightening, more compelling, more thrilling. And the effects in that are like a fifth of the quality and definitely a fifth of the budget. That's a good shot, actually. Yeah, the one where she goes to get the pills. That's true. And I have to say, like, every single aspect of that film is good. It's also the first time that my 9-year-old daughter had been exposed to the idea of religious extremism. And that just absolutely scared the fuck out of her. Yeah. She's like, she actually said, he did that.
You had this bitch right away.
She said he did that for his God, and I was like, "Yep." Yeah. She's like, "Why would God make someone do that?" Instantly, it's just this rabbit hole of political, and I was just like, next week we'll just try something,
We'll just watch Zero Dark 30.
Exactly. Yeah,
No
that's
problems.
it. Yeah, exactly. It was going to be the Charlie Brown movie, but no, it's going to be that now instead.
You're going to watch Black Hawk Down, Zero Dark 30.
Yeah, that's it.
The Siege.
Yeah.
But no, having to explain to a child like, some people, bad actors, use their religion as an excuse for doing the bad shit they don't like.
Yeah.
Why would anyone do that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was heavy going, but she liked it, and it's interesting. She got more from that. Like she did actually say, "I didn't know old films could be this good," which was it's 27 years old or something.
Fuck off.
I know.
It's
98, I think it came out, something like that. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, there was what was it? Ollie, one of our previous guests.
Yeah.
His first film was a film that came out in 2007. That was the first film he saw at the cinema in 2007.
Oh, shut up!
Right,
God.
and I was like, I was definitely working my second job. If not working at the cinema, maybe sold you the ticket to go see it.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Let me feel." I was like, "You can fuck yourself, mate."
Yeah. God.
Though I did find an old YouTube video of Shrewsbury from the 90s, from like 94, and it had the old KFC. And I paused the video.
Yeah.
Because he was like, "What?" And I was like, "See that KFC? Rich worked in that KFC."
Yeah.
So yeah.
I know actually one film from a long time ago in my daughter's terms that we did watch together that neither of us had seen. I told you about this, was Jumanji.
That's such a surprise. Well, I say it's such surprising that you haven't seen it, but there's 10 years between us, and I think 10 years is enough for you to completely miss films that are like, "Oh, Jumanji's really good for an early 90s kids film." It's like, yes, but you were an early 90s teen.
Yeah, this is the thing. Yeah.
Different.
That's it. I was just busy out there, like, drinking cider and banging the chicks.
Right.
So I had no time for Robin Williams.
Fear and Loathing or something.
Exactly. Yeah. But Jumanji was great, and we watched it in the big screen. I'm happy to say as well, like, which is must be the only place you should be watching that. You can't watch it on your fucking phone. It was just brilliant. It was just brilliant film.
I saw that at the cinema.
Yeah.
I remember my dad finding it very funny. You know the bit when there's like a car crash and a woman gets loaded into a ambulance.
Yeah.
And it's not a joke in any way. My dad found it very funny the way her feet and legs kind of like jiggled as she got thrown into the back of the thing. And I always thought it was so weird on the drive home, Dad being like, that woman's legs, like, and I was like, all right, I guess we joke about that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, we're allowed to laugh at that.
We're allowed to laugh at a lady in an ambulance.
Yeah.
If I'd known that. No, that's nice. So have you been trying to get your daughter into your type of films, or are you just trying to get into Carl Sagan?
I think she would like Cosmos, I have to say. Actually, I think she'd genuinely be blown away by that.
Not Brian Cox.
No, it's a good point. Actually, I don't think she's. I mean, because maybe I am then, because I've got no real interest in Brian Cox per se.
Right.
Maybe that's why I haven't sort of like thrust him upon her, so to speak. But I mean, when she was younger, like, because she's definitely got my thing where she likes to be in front of a screen. I like reading and stuff, yeah, and whatever. But like, she definitely, if she could be left in front of a telly for 10 hours a day, she would. Maybe that's all kids, really. I don't know, but like, so when she was younger and she'd watch her telly or her YouTube, I'd occasionally get her to watch a classic Doctor Who or something, and she really liked it. And I think she liked the sensory deprivation of black and white.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And so some of the old ones, she'd be like, kind of trying to wrap her head around it, and then a monster would appear, she'd be like, well, okay, right, and she'd suddenly she'd get quite engrossed. She's not so much like that now.
No.
But,
because she grew up.
Yeah, all right. But then also, like, I would read...
For the audience, Rich has written, published Doctor Who stories.
Yes, yeah. Which you're besmirching, and how fucking dare you? Can I leave? Can I walk out?
No. You have to stay here now. I'll put a timer on the door.
Yeah, and then like we read some books when she was younger at night. Like we read Lord of the Rings, and we read like some The Wizard of Earthsea, and some Alan Garner, which she really liked, even though Alan Garner's sort of folk fantasies they're quite dark, but she really liked it, and there were certain scenes that I had to kind of quickly edit as I read to her, but she liked, and I was really pleased that she liked it.
Your edits.
She liked my edits, yeah. But then when it came to like her thinking Gremlins and Jurassic Park and Beetlejuice just were completely uninteresting films, that really, really took me by surprise, and I was like, okay, she's her own person now.
Yeah, I mean, it is weird, that whole what do you allow your kids to watch? And, you know, we know people who are very much like, kids aren't afraid of shit anymore these days, so you could show them anything.
Yeah.
And then you're a bit like, I don't know if you can show them anything.
No.
And
yeah.
A friend of mine, he would always show his boys, he was always really adamant that they weren't allowed to play video games or watch films until they were the age that they were meant to be.
Right.
And I always thought, like, you need to plug in and chill out, man.
Yeah.
But actually, I think it kind of meant that they were able to stay children longer, but also they were able to enjoy things, like get excited for an 18 and sort of be like, when I'm 18, I'm going to watch that, instead of just being like, I can jump from 0 to 10.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's no fun.
No.
I wouldn't want to watch like Ju-on as my first horror film.
Right.
And then be like,
yeah.
what else is there? And you're like, Conjuring 2, 3, 4, and
5. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, like, she's I know for a fact that like she's got friends at school whose parents are a lot more lax than me and her mom are, and like I remember one lad saying to her, you know, I saw Pennywise last night, like as if there's a film called Pennywise. He said, what you do is you say Pennywise 3 times into a mirror and Pennywise appears. You're like,
bloody Penny.
Yeah, just pick a lane, mate.
Yeah.
Like, you know, pick a lane to lie about.
And then the priest comes over, and the power of Christ compels you. So that's how you get Pennywise.
Exactly.
To go back into the lamp.
That's exactly right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just crazy. I remember like when I was a kid that I'll get onto it about sort of like, you know, early horrors and things like that. But when I turned 18, I remember going to the Darwin Centre the morning I turned 18, and I bought several 18 cert films that morning from W.H. Smith's legally. I bought Hellraiser, Hellraiser 2, Hellraiser 3, and Monty Python's Flying Circus Series 2. Now, the interesting thing there is Monty Python Series 1, I don't think Series 3 and 4 have been released because I think there was rights issues because John Cleese had left. So it took a long time to get that all straightened out. But Series 2, I'm pretty sure, was only 18 because of one sketch.
Oh, really?
And the surviving Pythons were all adamant it wasn't going to be removed. It was the mother, the funeral, the one where Graham Chapman plays the funeral director. Terry Jones plays the guy who's trying to find a cheap way to bury his mother. Right. And they're like, well, you can always eat her. And he's like, eat her? And they're like, yeah, and if you feel bad about it afterwards, we can dig a grave and you can throw up into it. And I think that sketch earned it at 18. But also Terry Jones is on record saying in interviews that his mom had passed away very shortly before they filmed that sketch. So it was hard for him, but he did it being a Python. He did it anyway. Yeah, exactly. But I remember buying that box set. It's like big 4 or 5, big, stupidly big VHS box set. Ugly as hell. But I had. And that was the first, that might have been the first Flying Circus series to be released as well. So obviously it was 18 because it was a whole, got to be careful because there's some stuff in it that's risky. This is, I mean, that's, even now you're just like, that is horrific. That's horrific. It's funny. And like also on the sketch, the audience invade the set after it's like the outrage and everything. That's obviously, you know, meta and everything, but very, it's funny. I bought that the day I turned 18. But there we go.
I think the day I turned 18, a friend bought me a pint of Stella with a shot of vodka in it.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
You know. Same. So before we jump the gun with your first 18...
Yes, sorry about that.
What was the first film you saw at the cinema?
So I had to ask my mum about this because she'd have taken me. because I had a memory of it, but I wasn't sure if it was the first. She confirmed it was the first. It was Ghostbusters. So it probably would have been about 1985 because it was released in the US in 1984. So 1985, I'd have been 7. I don't know what certificate. I mean, I don't know if it was PG in 1985. Is that right?
So, yeah.
Okay. I went with my mum and her friend Anne and her eldest son Daniel, who's the same age as me, and back then me and Daniel were good friends. And so the 4 of us went, and I remember vividly when the librarian, the library ghost screams and expands, me and Daniel turned and clambered over the seats of other cinema viewers, screaming to get out, kicking people's popcorn, kicking them in the head, and we eventually got dragged back. I presume we watched the rest of the film, but I don't remember. But I do remember that the sheer sense of fear and of doing that. And this would have been in the Clifton Cinema in Wellington, which was a beautiful Art Deco, proper old school.
Yeah.
It was also outside that cinema 30 or 40 years before that, where my granddad Eddie had pulled over his big wagon, seen my nan Peggy waiting for her date, got her to get in the wagon with him. Like, you know, this is well before Peter Sutcliffe, like, so she wasn't scared of anything. And drove off, and the guy that was supposed to be on the date came running down the street. He'd been late. Yeah. And he's like shaking these flowers at my granddad Eddie's wagon.
Fucking roses.
Yeah, exactly. You know. So yeah, the Clifton in Wellington, 1985, Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Beautiful. And the fear of that first ghost attack, do you reckon that triggered the love of horror for you?
I mean, it definitely didn't put me off. Let's say that, sure. But I mean, it wouldn't have been too long after that I would have seen other horror films in quite quick succession. I'll come to that. The thing is, I mean, kind of around about the same time, when I was been about 7 or maybe slightly younger, I remember also enjoying on VHS at my nan's again in Wellington, like watching to death things like Mary Poppins. Yeah. And Doctor Who and the Daleks. The Peter Cushing one, not the proper one. Yeah, no. I've got about 56 of them lined up for you. So, yeah. Yeah. So I get comfortable. Yeah, it must have planted the seed. I think so. You know, I still watch Ghostbusters very fondly. I don't watch it often.
Would you show your kids it?
No.
You think it's too much?
Ghostbusters has got too much kind of
adult themes.
Very much so. Yeah, exactly that. Ray like the arm. Yeah, exactly, and the armchair. No one wants to
see Dan Aykroyd bust a nut.
No,
Busting
exactly.
Makes
Yeah,
me feel good.
exactly.
They said it in the
there
song.
We go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
No, but the arms. I remember the arms being quite spooky as a kid, coming through the armchair, and I think when they were both turning into the dogs and like Squawny Weaver on all fours, I remember as a kid being like, "Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that."
Yeah.
Obviously the librarian ghost, scary. Oh, and then there's like the decomposing cabbie.
Yeah.
That one always like spooked me out because it was like
that's proper. Yeah.
That's a proper ghoul.
That's a proper George A. Romero-esque. Yeah, it is. I agree. Yeah. Well, and the thing is, we showed a fucking Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is an absolute sex pest. Yeah. We didn't even think of that.
No, it's bad.
But I think it's because it is bad. Like it's apparently the. Have you seen the new one? Yeah. Apparently it's a bit more tame, a bit more self-conscious.
But also because the person that plays Lydia's dad,
right,
the actor, is certified sex pest, like
right,
child molester, I think.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm not fact check it, so come on.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Because of that, they made his character sort of be dead and headless throughout the film. Because they didn't want to have to put his face or any of his likeness rights into it. Okay, brilliant. So I think with that marring it, they wanted to be a bit more tame in general.
Yeah, of course. It's a different world.
Monica Bellucci in it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Never looked tame in film.
No, definitely not. Yeah, it's funny. It's a funny one. We also showed, quick aside as well, we showed the Goonies as well. You forget that, like, shit is every fourth word in that film as well.
Like... The Corey kid.
Yeah,
Sort of, do you,
absolute fucking potty mouth.
and also,
Yeah.
when they showed the pirate ship at the end,
Mm.
I'm not going to give you spoilers for this. Fuck you all.
Yeah.
Apparently, Richard Donner wanted to do like this really good long shot of all the kids' reactions,
Mm.
and everyone was giving it like, "Oh wow," because they hadn't seen the set yet. And when it got to Corey, he was like, "Fuck," and they were like, "Right, we can't use that now."
Yeah.
You were saying before you had Doctor Who's on tape,
Yes.
and you also had Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
What did you watch over and over again as a kid? I remember I once went over to your house and you had Beauty and the Beast on for one of your kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, Beauty and the Beast," and you were like, "Yeah, it's been on repeat for the last 2 fucking weeks." So it's like clearly I'll know your daughter's selection.
Yes.
But what's yours?
Yeah, I mean, see, I've got a sister who's 4 years younger than me, and she would have been watching all of those films. Like, she loved Disney and that kind of thing as well. So I think by default, I enjoyed certain. Like, I remember watching the Disney Peter Pan. Is that with the fox as Peter Pan? Robin Hood, beg your pardon.
Yeah.
I remember watching that a lot.
My friend's gay sexual awakening.
Right.
Not a joke. He said it on this podcast.
Oh, right.
He said he remember as a kid watching that fox, being like, "That's a sexy fox."
That's one sexy drawing.
That's what he thought.
Yeah,
And he was
my
like,
word.
"Oh, and he's a man fox.
Mm.
All right, then.
And he's an animal. Yeah.
Yeah, I questioned Sam about that. I was like, sure.
But he is heroic and like arms, like oak-like arms.
Oh my
so
God.
yeah.
Massive cock as well. I assume.
I would have. I'm glad to say it sort of like there was no kind of sexual awakening from it or anything. But I dare say
Those squirrels were pretty fucking horny. Oh no, the squirrels were in Sword and Stone.
that's a film I remember watching a lot as a kid.
Okay,
That's a good dark sort of like
When I remember when one of them gets turned into a squirrel, and then the girl squirrel falls in love with him, and then he turns back into a human, and the girl squirrel's really sad about it. That really, like, as a kid, I was like, I don't like that.
Yeah. That's a proper emotional roller coaster. Yeah.
I was a very emotional child.
The Dark Crystal was one I watched a lot.
Interesting. So, do you think you're either a Labyrinth kid or a Dark Crystal kid, or would you just say that you watched a lot of like Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, and anything else Jim Henson-y?
I see. As a kid, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't have necessarily made the Jim Henson link because yes, the Muppets are nice and that kind of thing in a different capacity, but I was definitely more of a Dark Crystal kid because Labyrinth was just too stupid for me.
I still can't figure out that riddle about the doors.
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean. I think things like that might have actually annoyed me as a kid.
Okay.
Because it was just a bit too, as clever as you think you are, hoggle, whatever, that kind of thing.
You think it's a Christopher Nolan film?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But Dark Crystal was just very much its own thing. Like, you can't really say it was gothic. It was quite death-centred.
Okay.
Quite, I mean, like the Skeksis they look like something out of the Michael Jackson Thriller video.
Okay.
They're as scary as the taxi driver in Ghostbusters, I'd say. But they're alive. But they're not. They're kind of like these, in this sort of like... They're basically in purgatory, aren't they? And they need this like essence to keep them going from these like doughy little innocent creatures. It's really dark. But I remember enjoying it as a kid. Like, I remember and really finding it like the... I can't remember what they're called now. The little elf, the good creatures, what they're called. You've never seen it? No. Oh, am I spoiling this for you?
I will never watch it.
You won't watch the Dark Crystal?
I probably won't watch Dark Crystal now.
Okay.
Because they released a new one recently.
TV series, like yeah. I haven't seen it, yeah.
And I said to Kirsty, I said, like, "Oh, you liked Dark Crystal growing up?" She's like, "I did." And I was like,
"Yeah.
Would you, like, should we rewatch the film and then maybe watch the show?"
Yeah.
And she was just like, "Nope. Like, I've got the film from my memories."
Oh, not because of like something awful's come out about it or something like
No.
Oh, right, okay, just preference. Yeah.
I remembered loving it as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't need to revisit it because I remember loving it. And I was like, oh, okay. And because of that, it's not a thing that I would put on like that, or Lady Hawk, or Labyrinth. Anything that's in that sort of
80s
80s
big hair fantasy. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Like
Yeah.
Excalibur, like
Yeah.
Borman's Excalibur. That doesn't hold much weight with me.
Krull.
I
Krull
think
even.
I've
Krull.
seen it.
Yeah, Krull's crap, but
like
compellingly
Legend
crap.
And
Yeah.
what's the other one? Not Legend with Val Kilmer. Willow.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care for those films.
Yeah. Out of all of those, I have to say that like the Dark Crystal is far and above the best.
Okay.
Yeah. Every other person on the planet is gonna. You don't have to. Don't feel compelled to, honestly. Just to appease 8-year-old Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Labyrinths and everything. Bowie's songs in it are shit. Like honestly, like everyone else in the world would argue with me and say, yeah, honestly, but no, it's just crap. But yeah, I was going back to you asking me like, was the seed of horror planted in my mind with like Ghostbusters? I think the seed of just how much frightening horror, like kind of cinema can I take, was definitely there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think because that's the thing. I think, like I was saying before, I was quite a soft kid. So there were certain things that I found
A bit much?
And quite an emotional kid as well. So whenever I saw something that was visually creepy, that got me more. So I think I caught a glimpse of Alien as a kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's graphic. But that's not scary to me. Whereas a creepy doll, well, Muppet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That to me I found far weirder. And I was like, well, I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. So I always avoided anything that had a weird little creature in it. So I missed all of those.
Well, that's fair enough. Yeah. I mean, like, as a kid, if you knew that kind of thing ticked the wrong boxes for you, that's completely fair enough. Yeah.
And again, I'm gonna relate every film that you mention back to your daughter.
It's fine. She'd love it. She's going to listen to this. Yeah. So yeah.
So we can't spoil it for her.
Well, I was going to say I can't really swear, but the ship sailed on that one already. Big style. Big fucking style.
I mean, and luckily you've never sworn once in front of her.
No, never. No, it's never happened. Honestly, Claire, I promise it never has.
Yeah. You're of an age where videos were knocking around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this question's always easier for people who are your lot and younger, because I've asked some people, and they're like, well, it was whatever was on the telly a lot.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh god, I can't. Trying to imagine being, if you're a film lover, being restricted to whatever the BBC wants to think you want to watch. So Great Escape's fine. I ain't got to see it again.
Yeah.
I want to watch Bond again.
Yeah.
I've never seen Sound of Music. Because you were able to access 18 rateds. What was the first 18 rated film you saw, and how old were you when you saw it?
I'm pretty sure it was Creepshow, and I would have been 7 or 8.
Ooh, that's
and
young...
in very quick succession,
I
also watched An American Werewolf in London and Ken Russell's Gothic.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah. What it was, and my Nan Mary, who passed away quite recently, so I got to talk about this exact situation when I sort of like, I said a few words about her. How wonderful but completely fucking irresponsible as a grandmother she was. She lived near us in Woodside in Telford, and she would come and babysit if my mum and dad were out. And she would come along with her tabs, silk cuts, and her tub of ice cream, or K-Line, because she liked K-Line. Do you remember K-Line? No. So K-Line's basically is just this like radioactive yellow, sugary, syrupy mulch that you just eat with a spoon, like proper like diabetes in a tub. And she would just eat that. And my sister she'd be about 3, so she'd be asleep in the cot, whatever, obviously. But I would.
She gets hers in a bowl.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. She'd warm it up. Yeah. And I used to come downstairs whenever my Nan Mary was there, and I'd be like, I can't sleep. But she'd never go, get back to bed, or you're in trouble. She would be like, do you want to come sit with me?
come and get in this K-hole with
Yeah, yeah.
Have a silk cut there.
Yeah, have a tab. Yeah.
They're not Woodbine.
Yeah. You see that? That's Stephen King doing a cameo. Yes, and then I'd sit down and I remember watching all of Creepshow and it absolutely scarring me, but also like Ghostbusters, that first early scare in Ghostbusters, it was pivotal. Pivotal for my tastes, for my tolerances of what I could get into and what I enjoy, because I still like horror to this day. And I've watched it since, and it's a film that still stands up because it's so stylized and designed and supposed to be a gift of nostalgia. Now, obviously, I'm not quite old enough to appreciate the comics from which it was based on and born, but nonetheless, it really was this like slipstream of accessibility and enjoyment and references that suited horror comics from the 50s onwards, that suited obviously George A. Romero films, and also sat quite nicely with certain video nasties. So it almost like advertised them in a way, even though it wasn't a video nasty. Of course it wasn't. It was this massive commercial juggernaut, thing. But fantastic film.
I mean, the anthology nature of a horror film is always lovely.
And just such a feast.
It's so much
fun.
Especially, I don't... Do you ever watch the VHS films?
Yes, I've seen the first 2 or 3. Yeah. Very enjoyable.
They seem to be the only guys that are doing it.
I think so.
And it's a
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah. I agree. Like they're good as well. Like obviously VHS is a good example as one as well, because it showcases multiple directors. And that's great. You know what I mean? Like that's really sort of like, you got a real, I liked that one. I like the feel of that one. Who did that one? Easy to
and it also
access.
Gives the new director the sort of like, okay, we're going to produce something for you that is 25 minutes, let's say.
Yeah.
And like, it gives you the ability to showcase some work that short films just don't get that.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I think when it is nestled in, because obviously, like, say if an anthology film is about 90 minutes, I think any more than that is a bit much, because obviously you have to reset your mind, don't you, every time a new one starts. Anthology films, they're sort of, because you're sat there for the duration, you will digest all of the ones you watch. But yeah, if you are watching a short film, it's been and gone, and kind of in a blip sort of thing, in a lot of ways. But Creepshow, because it's everything, like there isn't a shit chapter to it.
No.
And the actual arc, as like loose as it is, works brilliantly. It's there, and they use the same one for the TV series, which I think I've seen most of the TV series, and it's fine. I mean, some of the segments of it are some of the best short horror films I've ever seen. Like The House of the Head is just incredible. About the sort of like the house with the little severed zombie head. The little girl with the doll's house finds a severed zombie's head in it. That's just brilliant. I've seen Creepshow 2 and 3. Is there any more than that?
No, I think there's only those two, and then the new show.
There's the show, yeah. And Creepshow 2 and 3 are okay. I remember The Raft, the first segment of the second film, is brilliant.
Yeah.
And is up there with the first film. Then that's it. I think after that they're not so great. It doesn't matter. Creepshow itself, the first one is it's just I've got such fond like memories, and so literally I watched it 40 years ago.
Christ.
And it's like, and it's still with me, and still, and American Werewolf in London as well. You and I have obviously got,
our own connection.
Yeah, fond, so we did that Halloween where we made me up to look like freshly dead Jack, and it's incredibly,
I think I've still got it on a YouTube.
Yeah, the sped up process. It was so much fun. We didn't even watch the film, did we, that night?
No, we
just went to the party late, super late, because it took so long. It's like about 5 hours, wasn't it? I think it was 5 hours to do that makeup.
I'd made the fake busted fingernail.
Yeah.
So that it was like, well, I'm also dressed up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then we went to the party late. And then you wanted to go and show it off. Obviously, we'd spent 5 hours on it.
Yeah.
But then I very much got the feeling like almost the second we got there, you were done.
Yeah, maybe it was. Yeah, I think I was quite tired, and it was like it'd been an incredible like length. You can see why people go into makeup
Yes.
on film sets very early in the morning. Really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
if you and bear in mind we did it with just sort of like papier mâché, not papier mâché,
Kitchen roll.
kitchen roll,
Kitchen
and
roll.
a bit of like silicone and a bit
Yeah.
of all that kind
Liquid
of
skin.
liquid skin.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have held up to much sort of like hot lights and sweat.
Scrutiny. No, absolutely. No.
So I mean,
no.
held up in visuals, it looks great.
Yeah.
But like in
I see what you mean. Like.
you know, strength. It wouldn't have
Yeah.
held up.
Yeah.
So the fact that we did it for however long, and then it survived you walking in, and then you coming home.
Yeah.
And it was like that was all it's got.
We got some good pictures of it. Do you know that was 10 years ago? That was 10 years ago. It was 2015.
What's odd is that I would have put that a lot longer,
Yeah.
as well as a lot, maybe not a lot more recently, but I would have put it a lot longer ago for some reason.
Oh right. Okay.
Only because.
Yeah. Because I was still in the flat as well. You see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Any earlier just feels too early. I could be wrong. You on the little video that you've
Yeah.
done, it says the date, so check for yourself by all means. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure it's 10 years.
I'll have a look.
Which is why I also thought we need to go and watch An American Werewolf this Halloween because it'd be nice to round it off, sort of
That would
thing.
be.
Yeah.
Is that one of the ones that will go on the list for your daughter to see?
Creep Show. Oh, most definitely. Yeah, she'll love it. And that's like yeah, obviously sort of a few years yet, but yeah, like that's
Nine's fine.
yeah, 9's fine. Yeah, maybe for a 10th birthday, I'll show a Creep Show and then Ken Russell's Gothic.
But not
So,
the
yeah.
Stephen King story, because his uni eyebrows weird.
Yeah, yeah. God, it was many years after that I was informed that was actually Stephen King,
Okay.
like as Geordie Verrill.
Yeah.
But he's good. He's a good actor, isn't he? Stephen King's a really good actor.
He can do weird hick very well.
He can. Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with knowing your strengths.
No, absolutely. I
Like,
agree. That's right.
it's-
Yeah.
If you ever want someone to be a creepy guy, John Waters.
Yes.
I'm not going to cast John Waters as sort of. Oh no, maybe I would hire him as like a high school principal or as like a lovable grandfather.
Yeah.
I'd put him in anything.
Or if you want a jealous, murderous husband in the back of a taxi, Martin Scorsese.
Exactly.
That's
and
it. Bang
obviously,
every time.
You'd have to wait. You'd have to let him write it because then he can get to say the M word.
This is it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't write it.
No.
If
Yeah.
he writes it,
Yeah.
it's totally fine. I do love that there's a letterbox list of every director who has shot themselves in their own films saying the N word, and it's just him and Tarantino.
Yeah.
It's like fucking hell, boys.
Yeah. Is David Lynch diverse in his cameos? He seems to just. Is it me, or does he always play himself quite shouty and deaf?
Well,
Obviously, he did it in Fire Walk with Me, but I'm sure he's been in other stuff, and I've been
he
like,
was in Meet the is it the Fablemans, where he plays is it John Ford,
yes,
and he's playing that pretty shouty.
and the same when he was in Louis, the TV series.
Was he in Louis?
Yep,
As what?
as a film. I don't think he was David Lynch, but he was playing a film
version
director.
of.
Yeah. And again, I think he might have even been blind. He might have been sort of like been in Sonny's as well, in it. Acting blind, I mean, obviously.
What else has he been in though?
Um,
I used to be able to do a great David Lynch, but I haven't done it for a while.
I can't remember, to be honest.
I don't want to do it badly. Now he's dead.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
That's all right. We'll give it a go, and if it doesn't work, then just cut it out.
No.
That's all you needed. Yeah.
No, there was fuck, what was the thing? So I used to have all these like, I would have to have a phrase that gets me into that accent. So for like New Zealand, I would say like, the hammer tossed you off. Oh my god! And like that would saying that then got my brain to be able to be like doing the accent properly.
Yeah.
And it's the same with a lot of them, but with Lynch's, I've completely forgotten what my like trigger sentence is, or my Mancurian candidate of.
It wouldn't have been your fucking phone or something.
No, I think it used to be. What's that little video where he ate the woman's pants? Where he put the woman's pants in his mouth.
I don't know.
Oh god, there was.
I've no idea what you're.
There's
right.
a video he made where he was sort of saying like, "Oh, this film was so bad, I'd rather like put a pair of warm panties in my mouth than
God.
like sit through that film again. And I think Roger Ebert was just like, well, I'd like to see him do that. Yeah, that's how Roger Ebert sounds. So he managed to get this woman like...
Sound like Hank Hill. Oh, I'd like to see him do that.
Movies and movies accessories, I tell you what.
I got him whacking off in my tool shed.
Yeah, so like I think her name's Cinema Fan. Like that he uses like her screen name, as it were, her username. And he's like, this is Cinema Fan, and I'm gonna eat Cinema Fan's panties. And yes, and then like she sort of stands up and he's like, oh yes, you're gonna do it right there. Oh, okay. And then he gets like really red, and then he holds them and he goes, still warm, and then puts them in his mouth full, and he's just like, oh, that's the whole video, and you're just like,
yeah,
right, David.
Yeah, wow.
You need to have a little sit down.
Good on him, I guess.
Hey.
Fair play.
Fair dinkum.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, not anymore. He hasn't got much anymore.
God
Yeah.
knows what was in those underwears.
Yeah.
I always,
Jesus Christ.
I think the one piece of information I've always taken from David Lynch is, what piece of advice is, the best cup of coffee is the one in your hand.
It's the one in your hand. Yeah, I like that.
That to me really, when people get really wanky about coffee, I'm just like, got a cup of coffee in my cup.
Yes.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Even when it's that shitty bovrily, like cheap coffee you get somewhere, where it comes in the biggest jar you could ever find.
Yeah.
And it just tastes like sort of coffee gravy in a way.
Yeah, it's just brown caffeine
sludge, and you're just like, you take a sip, you're like, oh, that's dreadful, but I'm going to finish, and I'm probably going to get.
But it is the best one.
But it's the best one.
Yeah, so I've got to have it. Yeah.
If I've got options, I won't get it. So, what was the first proper film you saw?
I was thinking about this. I think when I was about 13, Movie Drome was on BBC Two.
That wasn't like the Barry Norman?
No, that was film 1992, 93, whatever. Movie Drome was...
Was it the guy with the mustache and a bald head and a shirt, and he was like, I'm here in LA?
No.
Cool.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
You be patient. Movie Drome was hosted, at least the first few seasons, by Alex Cox.
Oh!
The director.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And he showed an absolute treasure trove of seminal art house films for the time. Yeah.
Dave Beggs Wallace, they mentioned this on their one.
Movie Drome. Yeah, I did think it would come up like with people kind of my age or so forth. And that was invaluable. So I'd been watching around about the sort of time that Movie Drome was on. I'd basically watch anything that Alex Cox was bigging up for 5-10 minutes beforehand. So there was, I'm pretty sure, like Wild at Heart would have been the first one that was on there. Eraserhead was definitely there. Blue Velvet. So I'd watch these, and at the same time I was recording these on VHS to watch again and again. I was also recording things like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and a lot of early Cronenberg. So I was a big fan of Shivers. I was a big fan of Scanners and that kind of thing as well. Rabid probably as well was in that. Scanners and Shivers in particular. Like, Shivers is the one in the apartment block, isn't it, with the stuff in the sewage pipes. That to me was like the greatest film I'd ever seen. And The Wicker Man as well, I loved. I know some of these were part of the Movie Drone series. Other ones were just on Channel 4, whatever, that I taped as well. But it was all kind of this feast of amazing cinema. But when it came to the first film that I watched that I consciously thought was a proper important film, it probably would have been A Clockwork Orange.
Okay.
But this would have been about 1994, so I'd have been 16, finished school, and I'd gone to Canada to see my cousin Trell and my aunt and uncle, and he was a big Kubrick fan, and I'd read.
I was going to say, have you read Burgess's?
I'd read Burgess's book beforehand. I hadn't understood a fucking word of it because I just couldn't get my head around the invented language. But I watched the film.
Oh, just not the themes of being a prisoner of war.
The what?
Didn't he write it because it's all about themes of being a prisoner of war?
Is it?
I thought so.
Oh, right.
I thought he wrote it after being a prisoner of war.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, it's like contextually speaking. Oh, right. Okay. I didn't know that.
Marbles,
Oh, right. I didn't know that at all. Oh, that's
They
interesting.
all speak funny.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So, but then I watched Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange, and I was like, "Oh, this is an important film. He's an important director." And then I realised, talking to my cousin about it, that I'd already seen Full Metal Jacket. I put two and two together. And I was like, "Oh God, it's the same guy," and it was just, which was also an incredible film.
Yeah.
And then I remember, so yeah, it would have been Clockwork Orange, and then for X amount of years, Kubrick to me was like, he's serious cinema, like he's a big deal. And I got a bit wanky about cinema and that kind of thing as well. And I remember a few years after that, Kubrick was obviously his health was on the decline, and Eyes Wide Shut came out.
Yeah.
And I remember me and my band at the time, we went to. If we spoke to each other, I would. We went, instead of band practice, I pressured them to go and watch Eyes Wide Shut at the cinema. And I remember it was about as much of a misadventure as you could imagine, because I was the only one that was really fussed about watching it.
Right.
And I remember Craig, the drummer, like he did enjoy it. It's like he's a big cinema guy like me. We both had like bonded over things like The Godfather and Michael Mann's Heat. We were both really big fans of that. Goodfellas and gangster films. And then suddenly I'm like, oh no, we've got to watch this Kubrick film. And we're all arrived. When we arrived at the cinema, though, we'd been to what was Safeway back then, and Lee, the guitarist, bought himself like 2 massive chocolate eclairs. So we got to the drop box, and the guy at the drop box was like, "You can't take them in."
Metal band, wasn't it?
Yeah. So he stood there, and he basically just deep throat, like he basically gave these like chocolate eclairs head,
nice,
like in the foyer of Cineworld, and then from then onwards, he was known as Quick Cakey. That became his nickname. So, Quick Cakey Calcott. And
very fitting film for.
I think so. Yeah.
Eclairs.
Well, the thing is, actually talk about noshing off. We walked in, but we walked into the wrong screen. We walked into screen 4.
Yeah.
Because it was on 2 screens. This is how much of a big deal Eyes Wide Shut was when it came out. So people forget this. It was genuinely. It was on 2 screens.
Did they interlock it?
No, they didn't interlock it.
Okay.
This is part of the joke. Well, not a joke. Part of the actual thing. So we walked into screen 4, which was about an hour and 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
And it was the orgy scene. So we sat down, like really like quite near the front, because it was a busy showing, and we were like watching it for 10 minutes, like what the fuck, like and then this couple, this couple behind us were like, you've come in halfway through, maybe you should go next door. And we were like, oh thanks, and then and then we went next door and watched it properly, and I remember thinking it'd be really funny if it got to that scene again in this film, and we all stood up and went, so that's what's happened, and then just left. Nice. But yeah, no, so then we watched it, and I remember like watching this film and really trying my best to concentrate and enjoy it. I did enjoy it. Yeah. And Craig was next to me and he was enjoying it, and Matt was next to him, and Matt was like really bored, and then Lee was just turning our tickets into tiny paper airplanes. Like this is how we all responded to this the swan song by one of Cinema's masters.
I think I've not seen Spartacus.
Right.
But I think I've seen all the others
of
him. And Eyes Wide Shut is the worst.
Do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Because I only watched it recently. And I remember once when we were in the booth, you telling me that it was a really good film.
Yeah.
Now, you may have said it's a perfectly fine film, but I was so enamoured with you when I first met you.
Yeah. So that's all gone now.
It's all gone.
Now, like you exactly. Yeah. We have arbitrary connections now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you did also say in that first meeting, what do you think of The Godfather? And I was like, I think it's very good. And you were like, you're wrong. And I was like, well, it's an opinion. You're like, well, your opinion's wrong then. So I was like,
why are we still talking?
But so I rewatched. I watched Eyes Wide Shut for the first time recently.
Yeah.
And fuck me, I was bored.
Yeah, I bet I would be as well now, actually, because I'm not as it's very plodding, and it dithers, like he's a dithering twat, isn't he? Like Tom Cruise in it. Alan Cumming is very funny in it, in his role. Sure. As the hotel hotelier.
Yeah.
But
I'm one of those people that thinks Tom Cruise has only made two or three duffers in his time. I think that,
and that's one of them.
That's one of them.
It is strange.
Good
It's weird to think he's in it.
Yes.
It's like if it's made now, would they have The Rock or something? Like it's so weird. Yeah.
And I guess if it's all in that same time that like what year was Eyes Wide Shut? 97?
99, I think. 98, 99, yeah.
Same period of time as American Psycho.
Yeah, okay.
Where
right.
you've got all that yuppie sort of... Yuppie's not looking good anymore.
That's it, yeah.
And,
the tide has turned.
The tide has turned.
Yeah.
And Tom is very good at playing those yuppie types, but I also don't think he has the edge.
No.
That, like, I believe that he is the fucking risky business, like
Yep.
one on the 4th of July, perfect child.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas, Leo, there's an edge to him, or like Christian Bale, there's a bit of an edge to him. That you could think that, they would fucking...
Matthew
sign up for
McConaughey.
this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Though, is it a bit Son of Sam storyline, like with John Leguizamo, where he wants to do the fucking and then gets really intimidated because his partner's doing the fucking and having a good time? Is that it?
I think I've seen Son of Sam once. I can't remember, to be honest. So,
well,
yeah.
As is tradition, I'm going to bring up a Gaspar Noé film right now.
Yes.
Everyone so far, I've done it, and I'm going to keep going.
You need like a little jingle for it.
Honestly, like,
yeah.
Gaspar, no.
Yeah.
Enter the void. Is it in Love when he takes them to a sex club and then gets really jealous that like
Yes.
his girlfriend's having a great
Oh
time?
yeah, yes, yeah.
Like, is that the same thing that happens in Eyes Wide Shut? I can't really remember.
I mean,
I don't really remember that film going anywhere.
It doesn't. It's absolutely like It's just it is a meandering. I mean,
rear
it got
projection as well for like the street scenes.
Is it what? Sorry.
Rear projection.
Yeah.
And it's like, why have you done this? Because I know if you're doing it slightly off, it's meant to add like his brain's not quite there, but nothing else is suggesting that. So it just looks bad.
I think it got made because it was like it was a deathbed wish to get it done. I'd imagine. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what it's because he had the clout of Tom Cruise behind him.
That's true, but his deathbed film was AI.
Very true. Which Spielberg ended up like became his baby, didn't it? In the end,
it did, and it's the first film in his oeuvre where he does the weird blue tint and soft focus on everything, which he then carries on for
Minority Report, etc. Yeah,
Post, which is like Spielberg has a visual style.
Yeah,
most of his through his decades essentially.
Yeah,
and that one was the first one where it went off into that blue tint. But that's my shout, man.
No, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I like I said, I sort of that I held Kubrick sort of like in severe reverence, like kind of, and it was the only one of his that I would have seen at the cinema that kind of I was of an age to be able to watch it in the cinema. So it was a big deal. Yes, like, I'd been 18, 19, whatever, kind of, it was a big deal.
What was his film before that?
Yeah, 1987, so 12 years before. A long time. He took his sweet fucking time, making a lazy twat.
Didn't he just
do
anything between Shining and Full Metal Jacket?
When did he do Barry Lyndon? It felt like he did 2001, Clockwork Orange, Barry Lyndon, and The Shining and Full Metal Jacket. That's quite quick for him. 3 or 4 years between each. 69 to 87. Quite quick. 4 years or so. That's not bad. And given how long it would take him, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Absolute bangers. So that's fine, kind of thing. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
We've had many interpretations of this question, so I'm always interested how you respond to it. But what is a film that holds a special place in your heart?
I think I've actually got. I've written down 2 completely different fucking answers.
Perfect.
Can I just give them both?
Yes.
And
no
you
context.
can. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Batman and Batman Begins.
Yeah, the 2 answers are The Wicker Man and Happiness.
Are you sure that second isn't just an emotional response to The Wicker Man? Every time you think of The Wicker Man, you're like, oh, yeah, happiness.
Yeah, my emotional response to Wicker Man was directed by Todd Solondz. Well, I'll discuss them in the order that I've written down.
Lovely, yeah.
So, I mean, like yourself, I've got a friendship with... Your and my friendship is sort of like... There's a lot of cinema stuff to it. Like, obviously... our job was cinema for a
Yes.
time, because for one sweet year we worked together as projectionists, which we've never forgotten about because it's always been good.
We're matching tattoos.
Matching tattoos, exactly. Yeah, we basically we got our we got fond memories of being in the trenches together.
And we've worked together in another way. I ripped off your story into my short film.
There we go, that too. Yeah, exactly. But we've always had this sort of film link, and we've always watched tons of films and then talked about them together, and sort of, I want to say about 50-50 agree on what we like and don't like. Yes. So what? And I'm not saying that's a big deal. In fact, it's quite interesting. It shows,
I prefer it that way.
Yeah, I definitely do. Yeah, we've had some good, long, ongoing discussions for years about different films and
I
stuff.
think that's the thing as well. The discussion is never from a are you fucking stupid? Why'd you like that? It's oh, you liked that. Why? Yeah, exactly. Because we
and here's a new take. So
many things. Why would you like it and I not like it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like that.
So that's always yes. So I sort of, it's been a very enjoyable part of our sort of the culture of our friendship.
Yeah.
And then my friend Dan Parker, another old friend of mine, I have a similar kind of thing with him, but insofar as, because I lived with him, we lived in Underdale Road in Shrewsbury for about 8 months, a long time ago, probably 1999, and we would watch tons of films. And Lee, Quick Cakey from the band, he had a Laserdisc player, and he was one of the first people I knew to buy surround. And so I remember the first time he stuck something on and it had that THX.
Oh, yes.
And it just, I could feel my teeth rattling. And
I loved the sign that was on the projection booth door. That was a THX sign.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I wanted to nick it.
Yeah. Oh, what a shame you didn't. Yeah. But I'm living with Quick Cakey, and Dan was a great time. Dan in particular, because as much as Lee had the home cinema set up, he liked shit films as far as I was concerned. Nice. And I really wasn't that fussed. But with Dan, we would be, because I think Netflix had started out as a DVD online rental thing. We were renting things, we rented The Blair Witch, and we were sort of, although no, maybe actually I bought that on Region 1. We definitely saw it, because we saw it before it came out in the cinema.
I missed that Region 1,
ordering thing. Yeah.
Kirsty was telling me that her and her parents were over in the States once, and Gary had bought a load of Region 1s, because it was
I did that in Canada.
Coming over for a long old
Yeah. And it was illicit, but it was completely legitimate, because it's he wasn't a pirate. So
to your can you all play a Region 1? It's well, I know a code.
Yeah.
Get me in.
It's funny, because I'm sort of old enough to remember the genuinely illicit days of video nasties kicking around. Because my nan Mary, going back to her, she used to rent them out the boot of a car. This guy who had this knackered old yellow Escort would drive around from house to house, and he could rent VHSs of video nasties and stuff. So she would have watched. I'm amazed I didn't watch Evil Dead and stuff when I was a kid, actually, at that rate. But then 10, 15 years later, I'm going to Canada to see my Canadian cousin, and I'm coming back with rucks of Region 1 DVDs. So I'm getting the illicit feeling as well, except that it's it doesn't feel like you're doing something naughty. It just feels like this is the future. I've got it 12 months early.
Right.
And that was just an incredible feeling. And and also going back to the whole, what was the first important film I would have seen, or what do I consider to be important? DVDs, when they came out, it felt like there was no fear for the production companies to release big, important cinema early. So you had the Stanley Kubrick box set, which had about 7 of his films in the white cardboard sleeves and stuff. So they came out at the same time. You got other things coming out, maybe some lesser films. I can't think of any right now, but it just felt it was an open season on films you like coming out on DVD, and some of them had special features and everything. It was just special features took a few years to really find the proper market. But when it did, it was just mind blowing. I remember when The Exorcist came out in Region 2, it was just stunning. You had all the clips, you had the Spider Walk clips, you had The Fear of God, Mark Kermode's really excellent documentary, which is, I think it's one of the best cinema documentaries I've ever seen. And he's he's a Exorcist evangelist, he's a big champion of it. But it was nice having that, an amazing documentary made at a time when most of the cast and crew were still alive to make it. And that was just really incredible. So having DVDs coming out at that time was really, really, really exciting. And yeah,
As you can see, I still buy DVDs.
yeah,
Because most Blu-rays don't have the good shit.
no, unless it's like some an upscaled edition that we've exactly.
Version, and it's like,
Yeah.
I just want a version of it.
This is it.
And,
yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily want a fucking fancy version of.
Yeah.
I don't know, Elite Squad 2.
Yeah.
But it'll have a making of, or Edge of Sanity I picked up today.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know? And it's like that's got This disc includes interactive menus.
Lovely. So going back to my point connected to your question, I lived with Lee and Dan. Lee had all the sort of super duper home cinema stuff, but me and Dan would be renting from Netflix and stuff. We rented stuff, and we rented a lot of dark comedy that at the time we knew nothing about, and one of them would have been Happiness.
Right.
Todd Solondz I think it's his second film. Have you seen that one? Incredibly dark, incredibly just adult. It's a kind of an ensemble cast, but it's about this woman who's a famous writer, and she writes a novel about a woman being raped, but she's never been raped. But the novel does really well, and then she basically kind of, for research, for the next thing, she basically tries to kind of like orchestrate being sexually assaulted.
But if your goal is to be sexually assaulted, were you raped?
Well, the thing is, she's kind of like, she's just looking for stuff to like help,
flog books.
Yeah, basically. And then also, but then there's also, this is also this other character in it who's this kind of like wholesome dad and everything, but he's been putting sleeping pills in his little boy and his little boy's mates' food and sleepovers, and then he's been getting up to stuff when they sleep. It's an incredibly dark film.
I've seen that in something else recently.
In a comedy? Because it's a comedy. It is a comedy, and
definitely not in a comedy.
It's honestly, I don't. It is black, like Bible black comedy. Honestly, just like you've never seen. And his films after it, like Storytelling, Palindromes is another one he did.
I don't know.
Todd Solondz he's brilliant, but Happiness in particular I'll have a place in my heart because I remember Dan squirming off the sofa because he just couldn't believe how horrific it was. Because like this has been like 1999, and it was like it seemed to just a seam of American dark humour that has evolved since, but there was nothing like it at the time. I'd say it was just incredible, very enjoyable.
When did it come out?
99, I think. Well, maybe 98 because we were renting it in 99. So yeah, good film. And Philip Seymour Hoffman's in it as well, playing a really, really good alcoholic who can't find a girlfriend. It's Philip Seymour Hoffman. Okay. It's just platinum performance, honestly, and slightly overlooked because not so many people know about it. It's a good film.
But I mean, 99.
He'd done Boogie Nights, obviously, and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's on his way.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
We've had Hannibal coming up.
Yeah. I think that was 2001. Yeah.
What's Magnolia?
That was 99 as well.
There you go.
Yeah, well remembered. Yeah.
Overshadowed his...
I think so because Magnolia was like it was that. Yeah, and also it was up there in that same year in competition with American Beauty and stuff, wasn't it? For like Oscar tipped and all that. So
it definitely was. Even though I would say Magnolia is it's held up with the age of film. Like American Beauty now, I think when you watch it, it's still very good, but it's not Magnolia.
No,
like when you look at the two, you're like, oh, American Beauty is a good film.
It's
fine. But Magnolia, me and Charlie watched it recently. I say recently, within the last year or so.
Yeah.
And it was fucking perfect.
Yeah.
I was sold. Okay, so Happiness is definitely going to go on the old list.
And The Wicker Man.
Well, The Wicker Man, I mean, like
yeah.
I say, you bought me the soundtrack on vinyl.
Yeah. I bought it for more than one person on VHS back in the day. Again, going back to whole Alex Cox
I have
and...
the 4K of it right here.
Nice.
Kirsty's Day.
Again, I'm not sure if it was actually part of the Movie Drome series. I think it was, but I remember seeing it around that time.
Were you a Repo Man fan?
I've never seen it. I know.
For real?
I feel like that's shameful, but I've never seen it.
That is shameful because
Yeah.
it's excellent. My dad
Yeah.
bought it for me once, and I hadn't heard of it, and I didn't know anything about it. And my dad bought me that and Jabberwocky.
Okay.
So,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Right? And I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. And I put
Yeah.
Jabberwocky on, and I was like, I don't care for this.
Okay.
And I didn't
Yeah.
So then Reaper Man, I was like, I don't know if he's
Hmm.
my dad's onto the right track. And then I left it for ages, and I watched Reaper Man, and I was like, well, this is fucking excellent. And
I need to watch it, don't I?
it's really good. In fact,
Yeah.
I'll pick up a nice copy of it, and we'll do a movie night.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. But yeah. So the Wicker Man for me is just it's just a perennial favourite of mine. It's just and it's also it's probably the film I've seen most at the cinema.
Okay.
I thought about this a lot. I think I've seen it about 8 times.
Shit.
And I remember that particularly memorable ones would have been at Cineworld when in 2007 we got a proper digital version come in, which looked lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And for it, me and a bunch of colleagues and some mates built a 9-foot Wicker Man, which was in the foyer for weeks leading up to the screening. Whether they liked it or not. But I remember like getting cool pictures, and on the 2 or 3 nights it was there, so all 3 showings sold out, which is great. And I would have watched all 3 showings. That's why I count it. That's I count 3 times at the cinema. Colleagues, I'd got them like animal masks from the fancy dress shop and like kind of like caftans and stuff to wear, and the manager at the time, I literally can't remember who it was, but was totally on board with me doing it because I was doing all this promotion work for the Wicker Man.
Yeah.
I was like, this is good. And then
they did it for all the Harry Potters eventually.
Yeah,
like they encouraged all of that kind of dressing up and nonsense.
very much so. Yeah.
Ahead of the curve, mate.
Yeah, but also like I remember another time when I watched it at the cinema. Well, not necessarily at the cinema, but the big screen at Lower Hutt TV Studios in Wellington, New Zealand. Because when I was in New Zealand, I lived there for about 8 months, and I quickly got involved in this monthly night just called Curry Beer Men, where like a few expats met up and like went for curry. Yeah, went for a curry and then like went and watched a film drunkenly into the early hours, either at each other's houses or went out for a meal. It quickly like we stopped going out for meals because we were too debauched. But I remember like going on and on about the Wicker Man at one of them, and they were like, if you can get a copy, we'll have to watch it because none of us have seen it. And there was a few Kiwis there as well as like a few Brits, and I remember like getting a copy and showing it because a guy was part of it, worked for the TV studio, so he got the keys after hours and took us into like the small like theatre and stuck the Wicker Man on. But before it was on, we put it on, they sort of encouraged me to stand up and talk about it for a bit, almost like a drunken, completely unknowledgeable Alex Cox. Yeah, but like I remember saying things like, Christopher Lee did it for free, like, they couldn't afford his fees, so it's just like, well, just don't pay me then, it's good anyway. It's like let's just do it. And so all of these like people are like, God, it must be good then, and they all fucking hated it. Afterwards, no one, maybe one of the guy's girlfriends liked it. She had some interesting questions, but everyone else thought it was going to be a horror film. Like they really thought it was going to be horror.
Right.
Honestly, it was very deflating. But it was like, I remember like one of the guys like, what the fucking hell is this shit afterwards?
I don't understand. I think if you were expecting a horror and then it wasn't that, you'd be a bit like, what the fuck's this? But very quickly, I think you'd understand.
It's something else.
It's something.
Yeah,
else.
no, they acted.
Still...
We were quite pissed. It might have been that making them quite belligerent because everyone was on the beers. It was yeah.
I don't know. It's still like when you watch it, it still definitely is a film that makes you uneasy.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not a comfortable film.
No, it isn't. It's a pagan musical that's kind of just.
There's more music than I remember.
There is a lot,
Every time I rewatch it, I'm like, oh yeah, this banger.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's sick. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, why is there so many fucking songs?
Yeah.
Then I look at the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's songs. I've listened to the soundtrack.
It's a very woozy. you feel entrapped when you're watching it, kind of thing. Whereas I think the guys I was with were resistant to it, and just, I mean, it was the first. Here's another bit of context as well, which might sort of like help it forgive them a little bit. Was that it was the first time we'd actually sort of like gone somewhere to properly watch a film. Normally, it was put it on at someone's house. Half of everyone was asleep halfway through the film. No one was paying attention. And it had been things like The Matrix and Avatar. So I'd suggested this thing, and it had been almost orchestrated. So I'd almost trapped them in this actual little private movie screening. And I was, like I said, I was encouraged to get up and say so. I genuinely hadn't wanted to. But because I had all these facts about it, I'd obviously sold it well. But then, like, coming away from it, they were just like, I want my money back, almost.
I wouldn't have to be sold on Wicker Man. It's a good
No, I know. It's a weird one. I have sort of like, it's indelible. I sort of remember it like that particular screening that I've been to. But yeah, I saw it like a few times in Bristol as well. And it's just one of them things. It's always going to be there, really. And yeah, it's not the most original of choices, but then, for like folk horror and whatever, but it's just unreal just how good it is, I think so.
And obviously it triggers something emotional for you to watch. So when you say it's not the most original, it's like, but I mean, Phase 4 by Saul Bass is a sick film, but I'm not gonna be like, oh well, that's one of my favourites. It's a good film, but it just doesn't have any emotional weight to me other than it's good.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's that same thing. It's like Wicker Man. It's like there could be other really obscure pagan folk horrors, whatever, and you're like, but that one,
that one
does everything I want it.
It does, yeah. You could see why that was the big influence on everything.
Yes,
yeah, definitely. I agree.
So it's interesting you brought up earlier that we have 50-50 split, differing views to things that we do and don't agree on.
Yes.
Film-wise. With that being said, what's your controversial take on a popular film?
I think that Doctor Sleep is better than The Shining.
All right.
Yeah, I think the film.
That's a fucking bold statement.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm gonna have to get some clarification here. Do you think it's a better film, like as an adaptation? And do you think, I don't know how to phrase this. Jurassic World Dominion.
Yeah.
Dog shit Jurassic Park film. As a sequel to the first Jurassic Park book, very good.
Yeah.
Is this what you mean with Doctor Sleep? Or are you just saying Kubrick's Shining is a 7, Doctor Sleep is an 8?
That's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying Kubrick's film's a 7, Doctor Sleep is a 9. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I look, as I've already explained, I like Stanley Kubrick. For many years, sounds like I watched nothing but him, apart from Creepshow, which is not quite true. I sort of...
Which has Stephen King.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. He's there. He's always lurking. When I saw Doctor Sleep, I saw Doctor Sleep when it came out the cinema, so that would have been just the cinematic version, the quite short-ish, 2 hours 15, whatever. It was so much better than I was expecting it to be. Okay. I'd read the book, which I loved.
Okay.
Have you read Doctor Sleep?
Yes.
I liked Doctor Sleep a lot. It's not as good as the Book of the Shining.
No, the Book of the Shining is very good.
But I think the film of Doctor Sleep is better than Stanley Kubrick's film of The Shining.
Have you seen the 1997 TV movie
No.
of The Shining? Have I got
No.
it?
I've heard of it. I've heard like it's Stephen King's attempt at reclaiming.
It's a shame. I thought I had it. It's excellent.
Okay, I've heard it's good.
I really enjoy it. And
is it faithful to the book?
Yes,
is that
far more faithful.
Yeah. Okay.
It's 3 hours long or something,
and
it's far better at capturing. Obviously, Stephen King wrote it and directed it, so he's capturing the essence of the story. Performances aren't as good. I actually quite like the guy that plays Jack Torrance in it. He, I think, has a bit of a better turn because the problem I've always had with The Shining is you don't look at Jack Nicholson and go, "That's a totally normal man." And when
Yeah.
he has a breakdown, you're like, "Holy kazoos!"
Do you know?
Who'd have thought?
This is the thing. This is the thing, right? See, for me, The Shining has not aged well. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining for me is not the classic I once thought it was,
Okay.
and now I find Jack Nicholson insufferable.
Okay.
I find Shelley Duvall is very good, and her descent into despair and terror is brilliant. I find the set pieces are lazy. Like I find sort of like Dick Halloran coming back. Just it's almost circumstantial that he comes back and gets killed. Like it just doesn't feel
It's
like
just a here's a kill.
And also, exactly that. Yeah, that's it. And also, I mean, I find some of the the bits with Grady, they're good. Like the performance there is superb. I think the bit like in the gents bogs when he's just like, "You always were the caretaker, Mr. Torrance," is the best bit of that fucking film. I do like the bits with Lloyd as well behind the bar. But I tell you what might be the problem is I started to my enjoyment of The Shining, the film, started to wane when I started to read up more about and watch more documentaries about it. Because then I preferred that to the film. So I'd watch Room 237, and I was like, this tells me so much about the film. All magic has gone from that film. This is, I still like it as a curiosity, but this documentary is better than that film.
Also, some of the theories in that documentary are
they're absolutely outlandish. Yeah, they are. But the trouble is, though, that's if Kubrick was that much of a mastermind to do that, to make people decades later still confused, that's one thing. I don't think he was.
No,
I think it's just a lot of it's circumstantial, and it's made me really, really like deflated in my opinion of it. But with Doctor Sleep, like, is it Mike Flanagan? Yeah. I think Mike Flanagan is a hit or miss director, like so many directors these days, like Ari Aster, like Robert Eggers, and I think that Doctor Sleep is absolutely the apex of anything he's done so far.
Have you seen he did the sequel to Ouija?
That's good.
Yeah.
Ouija Origins. Ouija Origins. That's brilliant. The first one.
Take it or leave it.
Exactly. Was it even him? Was it?
No, the first one was.
Oh yeah, the second one he took over. Doctor Sleep was so much better and coherent, and it's the best performance. It's the finest performance I've ever seen Ewan McGregor give as well. Because at first I thought, oh, here we go, like young sexy Ben Kenobi. This is going to be shit. And I watched it and I was like,
no, I'll always give Ewan the benefit of the doubt because he is.
I think I will now. Yeah.
Well, because I always consider him to be an actor.
Yeah.
That has been punished by being too conventionally attractive.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if you watch his early stuff, like Shallow Grave, he's excellent.
He is. Trainspotting.
Trainspotting.
Yeah.
He's fucking wonderful in.
Yeah.
But even things like Young Adam, where it's just essentially like a weird little drama about him fucking on a canal boat. He's very good in it.
Yeah.
And he's better in smaller productions. I think. So, and he's also a teetotaler as well. So having Danny, he's a teetotaler in the book, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's a recovering alcoholic. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And I'm not saying he's a fucking actor. He should learn how to do his bits. But I do think having that in your character and having that in your own thing does bring its own performance-wise in. And then putting him next to Rebecca Ferguson, who is very good.
See, I think she was miscast. I'm not saying this is why it's a 9 out of 10. I think talking about too sexy, all of those like kind of like those rogue shiners, they're too sexy. In the book, they are at death's door junkies.
Yeah, they're all,
and they should have looked like that. Yeah. But that's if I'd have had the money and the talent, that's how I would have made it. But I'm glad you sort of agree about Ewan McGregor. Like, I think he's brilliant in it. I think the way that the Overlook Hotel and the the re-haunting of it with like the things that Danny remembers. For anyone who's not seen it, I'm not going to say what exactly goes on with his dad, but to me, the use of his family members in it, let's say, is way more scary and way more compelling than in the first film.
Okay.
The ghosts, the extra ghosts, to me were like, this is fucking terrifying. And even I watched the 3.5 hour version, whatever, after I'd watched the first one, and I couldn't believe it was just even better. Like there was no Deadwood in it at all.
Okay.
I loved it, honestly. I've only seen it, I think, twice. Whereas I've seen The Shining probably 25 times in my life.
It's a real shame with The Shining. I've got the lovely 4K Ultra.
Yeah, I thought I spotted that.
It's,
Lovely.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The problem I have with that, there's two problems I have with it. The 4K of it is the director's cut, which is, it bloats the film.
Right.
Whereas the theatrical cut, I think there's such a beautiful pace for that Shining film.
Yeah.
But in that director's cut, there's scenes where like the psychiatrist is talking to Danny in his bedroom.
Right.
And all
I
that
think
kind
I've
of
seen
stuff.
that. Yeah.
And it just slows it down.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
doesn't
Okay.
work.
Yeah.
So that's my one issue with that.
No. Yeah.
But my other issue is it's my own fault. I've watched it to death.
Yeah.
Like, I can't watch The Shining now. And in the same way with that documentary thing, I can't watch another fucking documentary on The Shining. I feel like I might be the same with the Blair Witch after watching that Blair Witch documentary.
I'm with you.
But I actually think the documentary is better than the Blair Witch now.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, like the sort of the wonder of special features that have been lovingly put together and created and salvaged. It's like it's a curse and a blessing, because it's a blessing because you, as someone that loves film, and from a sort of like anyone who loves film from a scholarly perspective, whether that's you're a literal film scholar or you're a big massive nerd, as everything in the world you could want. But at the same time, and I definitely believe this, like with The Shining, for me, it's kind of, it has dulled it, and I have watched it too, and there's no more surprises to it. Whereas, I'm
always shocked as well when people say like, "Oh, it's the scariest film I've ever seen." I'm just like,
even my kid says it. My 9-year-old, she says like, she tries to list. She's like, "Have you seen The Shining?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, is that the scariest film ever?" I'm like, "Where have you heard that?" She's like, "Oh, someone told me at school."
It's almost just a drama.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't think it's a horror film. I think it's, I don't consider it a horror film, but it's a great film. When people do say like, "Oh, The Shining was too much for me," and I'm just like, I don't understand what you mean.
Yeah, are you joking?
Yeah. Watch a fucking anything.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But I don't get it. I don't get it when people say that that's the scariest film they've ever seen. But then people would say that about the book as well. They'd be like, "Oh, it's the scariest book I've ever read." I struggle to get scared reading.
Okay.
Because it's in my head.
Yeah.
My brain sort of goes like, "Oh, we won't imagine that.
We'll protect you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even so, like, the book is good and spooky and weird.
It's great.
The film, I don't think I was ever scared at it. I just don't think it ever.
But were you like weirded out? I mean, like the bit like with the old zombie woman kissing him. That's horrible. I still think it's horrible, and like there's obviously that's referenced.
I'm still enjoying. You see the younger version first.
Oh right, yeah,
You
okay,
know what I mean? That's in there, man. That's in the eyes.
See, another thing. I mean, in defense of like the film of The Shining, which I still think it's still an incredible film. Obviously, it deserves the accolades it's had for decades. To me, it's like hotels are inherently quite spooky places because you don't know what goes on behind closed doors, as they say. And it's the same with but it's the same with like apartment blocks, like Shivers.
Yeah.
Shivers is terrifying. High Rise is terrifying. Yeah, Wreck. I mean, Wreck takes it to the absolute. That's the unmediated horror of an apartment block, and you think the only safe place to go is up and up and up, and you're like, that's not how the world works. This is and it's brilliant for that reason. But with The Shining, it's like it's coded. It's each floor has got a different vibe. Each fucking turning that Danny makes in the trike has got a different vibe. It is brilliant in that way. And obviously, Dr. Sleep can only self-consciously and explicitly lean on that and reference that. But what it does in its own capacity and the way it reclaims it for itself, such as Danny's struggles with not just being a recovering alcoholic, but being an adult.
Yeah.
Because in our mind and his mind and the ghost of Dick Halloran's mind, spoiler, sorry, he's still a little boy. So it's like how much of him is a strong enough adult to deal with what he's got to go and deal with. And it's almost like it's got the semantic field of it isn't just Stanley Kubrick's The Shining plus Stephen King's book Doctor Sleep. It's also nostalgia in there. It's a little bit Goonies. It's a little bit all of these kind of like it's almost like a inverted frightening Spielberg in a way because of like how it sort of treats children and stuff, and it's brilliant. And also, again, spoiler, sorry everyone, the death of like the baseball playing boy at the hands of the rogue Shiner people is utterly horrendous, and that's like the opposite of any of those filmmakers we loved as a kid would have ever done to a child. And it's so explicit, not as in physically, blood and guts, but like it's so horrendous.
I know what you mean, because I remember watching Assault on Precinct 13 for the first time as a kid.
Right. Okay.
And it was one of those ones that was on late.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Like I was just lying on the couch, staying up, watching whatever was on, and I was like, "What is this film?" And there's like the little girl gets shot through the ice cream van.
Yeah.
That being the first time I saw a child get killed.
Yeah, totally.
And I was like, "Oh my god,
that's such a good film.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to do this? I didn't think you were allowed to kill kids." And I was young. We were still at the first house we lived in when we moved up to Shrewsbury. So I think I wasn't over 10 or 12 at this point. I think I was still a bit. No, I might have been even younger actually.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember the next day saying to my dad, like, "Oh, Assault on Precinct 13 was on last night," and I watched it, waiting for him to maybe get a bit like, "Oh, you shouldn't have watched that." And he was like, "Oh, it's bloody good, that film." Like,
cool.
yeah,
that's good.
The only two films my dad ever kind of gave me shit about for watching too young was Reservoir Dogs and Easy Rider.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he thought the New Orleans bit was a bit heavy.
Okay. Yeah. God.
Also, I don't, because I watched it too young, I don't think I got it. So I think I watched it too young from multiple sort of angles. I was like too spooked by the ear cutting scene, but also I didn't quite get it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So it was kind of wasted on me. And in fact, I only rewatched it recently.
Yeah.
And it's very good. It's essentially a remake of City on Fire, which isn't, a hot take. That's just what it is. I think it does an interesting take on City on Fire, but it's a very good film.
That film, Reservoir Dogs, is definitely something I wouldn't want my eldest to see before she turned 18. It's a nasty film.
There's some good films out there, and I think
you don't say.
One or two, and I might go back and rewatch Doctor Sleep. I think. Should I reread it?
I think, yeah. I mean, I remember it being like a good book. When was the last time you read The Shining, though? Would you want to why don't you do yourself a nice Forzy? Why don't you read the books or listen to all the books and then watch the films, maybe?
Could do.
I'd like to watch it with you. We should do that together.
All right, we'll do Doctor Sleep.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right, I probably won't reread it then.
No, I mean, I don't think I would in a hurry, to be honest. But the film is, just great. The long one
Yes,
is very
that's
good.
Definitely the one I would
yeah.
go for. All right, I'll track down.
The one where they bring Gandalf back early. That's the better Doctor Sleep, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, and they include Tom Bombadil this time.
There we go.
Yeah.
Lovely. Fucking Lord of the Rings infecting every episode so far. So, yeah, we'll definitely have to watch that soon. But what else have you been watching recently anyway?
Well, I mean, you've probably got sort of a mini list of all the films I tend to watch, because whenever I watch a thing, I message you about it, and I'm like, I just watched this, it's shit, or I just watched this, it's fucking brilliant. But ones that have sort of stood out recently would have been Aisling Clarke's last two films. She did The Devil's Doorway a few years ago. The found footage about the two priests that go to a Magdalene laundry, where there's supposedly a miracle has been cited.
A Magdalene laundry.
Yeah. So basically, like they were like these sort of like big industrial laundrettes run by the Catholic Church
Right.
in Ireland, and there's like I think like the 1940s onwards for many decades,
Okay.
where young girls of iniquity were sent to be worked. Yeah, exactly, pretty much, by the Lord, and basically worked to death or worked to
It's very
institutionalized. Yeah, and but it's a horror. It's like it's like the two priests that go along take like a little 16mm camera with them to kind of film the
sexy girls.
Sexy girls, to film the miracle, but then like they uncover other stuff there, and it's only about an hour and 15 minutes long, but it gets very nasty very quickly, and it sustains it. It's good. I think I saw it first time when it came out. Wasn't that fussed. Then I watched it again recently because I heard Ashley Clark's got another film coming out. Rewatched it and I was like, oh, actually no, that's a 10. It's a brilliant 75-minute nasty little Irish horror film. So, yeah.
I quite like those sort of 75 minutes because wasn't Chime like a 75?
45 minutes. It wasn't even the length of a main feature. Yeah.
Yeah,
very good.
I do quite like those sort of short boys at the moment.
Yeah.
Where you really like, oh yeah, go on then. What you got? What you got in an hour and 20? Show me.
Well, I think her new film, Frauke, which is, I think, Irish Gaelic for root, that I saw that the other night as well, and that was brilliant. That's not found footage. It's kind of just like a standard third-person film, but it's quite a lot of symbolism in it, a lot of quite creepy. Not as symbolic, not as much symbolism as, like, say, Ennis Main or something like that.
Yeah.
Like as there's a definite coherent storyline to it. But that was good as well. Like a really good opening. Won't tell you what happens. Yeah, Frauke. It's worth spelt. I think it's spelt free whacker or something. The word.
Okay.
But yeah, and then like sort of on the theme of like good Irish horrors. So obviously recently saw Oddity. Maybe that was last year. That was brilliant.
That's on my list.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's Damien McCarthy's the director of that. He also did Caveat the year before, which is just that's just so gorgeous. Yeah, you've not seen those?
No.
I definitely recommend them. Yeah, Damien McCarthy's films and Aisling Clark's.
Okay.
The films they're doing at the moment. Some really, really good films coming out of Ireland. Really interesting. Yeah.
No, I was going to say that who's the director of Saint Maud? Was that an Irish?
I can't remember her name. Yeah, I think it's a woman who directed it.
Yeah,
that's a great film too.
Love Lies Bleeding.
Oh right, okay. Oh right, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't realise until I was watching it. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Brilliant
also,
film.
A mate of mine did the stills for Saint Maud.
Oh right, okay. Yeah. What does that mean? What does it mean doing the stills? What's that?
You do the production stills, so
like a record, as it
kind of. It's used for PR and for just behind the scenes.
Oh, I'm with you, and for like the poster.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay, I'm with you.
So
yeah.
It's the same woman that did all the posters for the Miss Marvel's films.
Right.
All the Marvels.
Ah.
She did all the posters for
I think you mixed up Marvel and Miss Marple there, aren't you?
Miss Marples.
Yeah.
That's what she's done.
Yeah.
And
the MMCU. Yeah.
AGC. Yeah, Agatha Christie. No.
I don't know if it is Agatha Christie, to be honest.
Is it?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But I wasn't sure if it was Miss Marple and I thought Agatha Christie was a character for a second. I was like,
yeah.
Hercule Poirot, Agatha Christie, and Miss Marple.
Yeah.
Join up for one last kiss.
Did you do stills then for Real Terror?
We didn't.
No.
Because we asked someone, but they couldn't make it.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Yeah, that was sad, wasn't it?
No, I asked everyone on set to
do what they could.
Like, if your phone's out, take a photo.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And we got some, I pushed harder than our producer to get stills.
Right.
Because I cut my teeth in that. That's where I got my
Yeah.
film
I remember. Yeah.
And I really enjoyed doing that and shooting the behind the scenes. and I wanted to get a kid. I say a kid, like an 18-year-old who's at college or just about to go to uni. I was like, let's get them on, because that's where I got my first gig. I want to give that to like someone else.
Yep.
But the college wouldn't sign anyone over because they weren't 18.
Yeah.
I thought that's fine. And then, like, I don't know, it just didn't really work out. And I was like, next one then. But
yeah,
you know, I will get someone on the next one.
Yeah.
Because cool. I also, like a little budgie, love to look at myself. You know what I mean? And it sounds really sort of wanky, but when you are making a film, you're so fucking focused. You do not, like, I remember on the third day of shooting, I sat down at the end of it, and my script supervisor was like, I think that's the first time I've seen you sit down in 3 days. And I was like, yeah. Like, I think it is. And you just don't think to stop. So it's really nice. A bit like a wedding, I guess. It's like, I want to see, obviously, the nice photos of us making the film, but I also want to see what was happening in the other room.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what everyone was having a nice time. If, like,
sure.
If the fucking data wrangler was having a good time with the fucking makeup artist in the other room, because that was the...
You want to be omnipresent,
you know what I mean?
Of course.
I just want to see it and sort of be like, oh, sick, yeah.
Do you think you are that hyper-focused because of pressure, and is the number one pressure time?
It's definitely time is definitely the pressure, and also not getting coverage on everything.
Yeah.
So the pressure of, do I have the full story? Because the worst thing you want is, and I thought there is actually a scene in Real Terror where I thought we had shot some more coverage and we hadn't.
Right.
And I was like, I thought we had that and we didn't. And I had to, I can't remember how I did it in the end. I think we changed the story a little bit to hide the
incorporate,
that. And
not the kind of mistake you'd want to make again and again.
Yeah, definitely not. Like, but that comes down to my script supervisor was excellent. Ollie was really good at sort of just checking off and being like, we didn't get that, we did get this, we did.
Got you. Yeah.
And I think when it came to that missing set of takes, I think it came down to, we may have rehearsed it and then in the room decided that we didn't need it. And so in my head I was like, no, we got it, I saw it. And then we didn't. I just saw rehearsals, and then it was like, okay, maybe we don't need this. Do a different setup. So yeah, but I was thinking about ways that I could do the behind the scenes myself.
Okay.
So essentially wearing like a GoPro on my chest, so that like I'm filming everything as we go. I'm the only one that won't be filmed, but I don't care. But I don't know. I've been trying to film some behind the scenes stuff for when I've been scouting for locations at the moment, and it's fun. But I haven't got the fucking energy to shoot myself while also trying to fucking think.
Yeah.
So, I won't be doing that. Some good stuff there, and definitely stuff I'm going to have to add to the old Letterboxd watch list. Are you on Letterboxd?
Not often. I have got an account, but I don't use it much.
Why not?
I don't know, actually. I do watch, like I just said, I watch quite a lot of films. I feel like maybe I should be keeping a log of it. But, you know.
I like it just for login and also adding to watch lists, so I know what to look out for. I don't really review.
I do use it for like the odd recommendation. There's Andrew Mail, the film reviewer, is on. Did you know Andrew Mail? No. He's got a page on there called Aikman-esque, where he's basically like just done this ever expanding list of films that he thinks have the same unsettling, can't quite put your finger on it, horror quality as the short stories of Robert Aikman. Nice. And on some of them, I have to say, he's absolutely hit the nail on the head. Like he put like The Shout is on there, The Appointment, the one with Edward Woodward, that's just got released in a nice souped up edition, so that's getting a very justified reappraisal. I like that. So funny enough, when I do use Letterboxd, it's to look at that one page.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, all right. more than sod you. I won't link your letterbox at the end of the year.
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll definitely be adding it up to mine. Thank you for coming on.
No, thank you. It's been good.
Wonderful. Do you have anything you want to plug? You got anything book stuff? You got anything published recently?
Yeah, so I mean, like the only real social media I'm on is Blue Sky, where you can find me at rpfoxart.bsky.social, where you can see my illustrations on there and links to writing I'm doing, and also I can be contacted on there as well if you want to message me regarding commissions or prints. I do have a short ghost story coming out soon in the 3rd issue of the General Witchfinders British horror zine, based created by the guys who do the General Witchfinders podcast. That should be out probably around Halloween time, I think. So yeah, look out for that.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
And hopefully get you on soon for something else.
That'd be lovely. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This has been a Lovable Rogue Productions podcast. Thank you to everyone that listened. If you want to help out Your Life in Film, then download it, like it, share it, and give the pod a follow. I didn't realise till starting this that a download is the way they measure success and not just a listen. So, listening means nothing. Make sure you check out my guests on their socials, which will be in the description of the episode. Take a look at my letterbox. I've made a list of all the films that have been mentioned on the pod. There's fucking hundreds. So you can find some good films there. Yeah, there is some good ones. There's some fucking weird ones, and I love them. Quick shout out to some of the podcasts I'm listening to. Caliber 9 from Outer Space. That's Rob and Joe's. That's really good. And then The Villain Was Right. That's a great fun. Check that out. If you really want to be a mensch, give me that money. There's a link in the description. It'll explain it all. But a download and a share is excellent, and I actually appreciate that a lot more than you'd think. We currently have no sponsors, but I am open to them. I'll shill anything. I don't care. This has been a Lovable Rogue production. Thank you for listening.